Hi fellow investors, how are you? Welcome to the channel. We are going to start a new tutorial from now onwards, which is going to be a complete detailed course on price action as well as the technical chart patterns. If you are really the master in price action and finding the technical chart patterns, then you're going to generate a huge returns out from the market. At the time when I was investing in the stock market, initially I used to wipe out all my money on a month-on-month basis and used to wait for my next month salary. This was happened almost like 14 months, and then I thought like I was a big failure in the stock market, and then I took a break. At the time when I was in my break, I realized that whatever the fundamental analysis which I was doing about the company, and whatever the indicators which I was using, and whatever the news and the articles which I was watching and reading are not working for me anymore. I'm sure that this is the case with most of the investors and the traders right now. As per the stock market statistics, 95% of the people fail in the stock market just because they run behind fundamental analysis, they run behind false and the fake news and the fake articles, and they run behind the false and the lagging and the leading indicators, whatever they are using right now. Let me ask you a question. What exactly is the stock market? Stock market is nothing but buying a company's stock and selling a company's stock on the basis of demand and supply, right? So how do you find where exactly is the demand and where exactly is the supply? How do you know where exactly is the more number of buyers are waiting and where exactly is the more number of sellers are waiting? None of these fundamental analysis and none of these false and the fake news and the indicators, whatever you're using right now, are not going to give you any information where exactly is the demand, where exactly is the supply, when you need to enter into the stock, when you need to exit from the stock, where you need to keep the stop loss, where exactly the more number of buyers or the big players are waiting, where exactly the more number of sellers or the shorters are waiting, right? So that's where the technical analysis comes into the picture. I'm 200% sure that if you learn the technical analysis course, you are going to generate huge returns out from the market. Either it could be in a bullish side or it could be in a bearish side. These technical chart patterns can be used in any investing, like you could able to use in option trading, you could able to use in future trading, value investing, forex trading, commodity trading, as well as in the currency as well, in any market throughout the globe. This took me a long hours to prepare a PowerPoint presentation on the technical analysis course. Today we are going to discuss one of the best technical chart pattern, which is going to be a parallel channel pattern, which is going to give all of us a huge returns in the future if you completely understand what exactly the parallel channel pattern, where exactly that you need to keep the stop loss, where you need to enter, what are the targets which you are going to achieve in the future. This took me a very long time to prepare that PowerPoint presentation, so I need help from you to subscribe my channel, like, comment and share the video to any of your friends or the fellow investors, whoever are interested in the stock market. Thank you very much for watching. Have a happy, healthy, wealthy and successful life. Jai Hind.
Why can't you rely on technical analysis and charts alone to have results in the market? What do hedge funds think of technical analysis? What's the goal of technical analysis?
Hi friends, welcome back. The most important part of technical analysis course is understanding about the patterns. I'm sure that you can find the patterns by yourself after this complete course and generate huge profits out from the markets. You no need to depend on anyone to find breakout stocks or the best momentum stocks after this complete course. Please make sure you watch this video to understand the parallel channel pattern and the future videos which are going to be again in a different channel patterns to find out multi-baggers for yourself when the pattern is formed on those specific stocks. I have divided the course into 8 parts. Let's have a deep dive discussion on the parallel channel pattern with the help of PPT that I prepared. If you see the PowerPoint presentation over here, I have divided the course into 8 parts, and the first part is nothing but work perfecting, which means that most of the investors and the most of the traders have so many questions in mind that whatever the technical analysis which we are discussing about the parallel channel pattern or a triangle pattern or the bull phase pattern or the bear phase patterns are going to be in our future videos, are going to work in intraday, are going to work in value investing or a forex trading. Let me explain you clearly what exactly is the stock market. Stock market is nothing but buying and selling, as I said just before, right? Either it could be a forex trading or a currency trading or a commodity trading or a value investing or an intraday. It's nothing but we are buying some product or the company stock and we are selling the company stock. When it comes into the commodity, we are buying some product, either it could be a gold or a silver, and we are selling the same product, right? So there is obviously a demand and supply exist in all those products, whatever in the stock market. You can use this technical analysis same throughout the globe to any of the individual stock market. Either it could be value investing or an intraday, which you are showing here on my screen. I have clearly mentioned when you could able to use this technical analysis when it comes into the intraday, and when you could able to use this technical analysis when it comes into the bitcoin or a commodity trading or a forex trading. Normally, whoever is doing an intraday, they need to find the chart or they need to find an analysis in between 5 minutes or the 15 minutes or the 30 minutes candle. When whoever is doing a value investing, normally they show and they want to find the pattern or want to do the technical analysis on a daily or a weekly or a monthly chart pattern. So this channel pattern, whatever we are doing right now, will be applicable and work perfect in all the scenarios whatever that I have mentioned on my screen. When it comes into the channel characteristics, what exactly is the parallel channel? In the context of a technical analysis, a channel occurs when the price of an asset is moving between two parallel trend lines, meaning that there is a parallel, this is nothing but a parallel trend line. So if the price is moving between these parallel channels, which is nothing but a channel characteristics, this is nothing but a channel. So the upper trend connects the swing highs and the lower trend connects the swing lows. This is the characteristic of the channel. The things which you need to understand when there is a parallel channel which is formed is like when there is an upside, then the stock could indicate that the price will rally further, meaning like if you see a parallel channel in any of the stock, right? For example, take this an example. If you see the stock is moving from here to an upside, which means that the stock is going to go further in a positive side. If the stock is moving through the downside and breaking the parallel channel, which means that the stock is going to go in a reverse side, it could be a bearish side. These are the two things which you need to understand clearly. If there is any stock which is moving in between the parallel channel, meaning like both the buyers and the sellers are having a huge fight between you know them in the same parallel channel. So we are not sure whether we're going to go and get a huge profits either from a bull side or from a bear side, right? So you need to be patient at the time when the channel is formed, and you need to make sure and you need to understand whether the stock is going to break in a positive side like this or going to break in a negative side like this. If you are an option trader or a future trader, if you see the stock is going to go and break in a positive side, then you can go for a long bet. If the stock is going to go in a negative side, then you can sell the stock. Either you could do an option selling or a future selling, and you can book the profits whenever you are going to hit the next target. When it comes into the channels, in this technical analysis, there were three types of channels which we could be able to see. One is the parallel channel, as just I showed you, and the other one is ascending channel, and the other one is descending channel. Let's go into the other PowerPoint presentation. See here, you could be able to see clearly the three types of channel. One is the horizontal channel or the parallel channel, and the other one is ascending channel, and the other one is a descending channel, meaning like you could able to see the three types of channels like this. This is a parallel channel where you could able to see most of the stocks. This is nothing but a consolidation. The stock is consolidating in between the parallel channels. And the other channel which you could able to see when the stock is in uptrend is actually this kind of channels. This is nothing but a parallel channel, but this is an ascending parallel channel, which means that the stock is moving in between these two parallel lines continuously when the stock is in an uptrend. When the stock is in a downtrend, you could able to see the descending channel, right? So this means that you could able to see that the stock is coming down and then in between the parallel channels. I just want to let you know that if you see a parallel channel which is in between two lines is nothing but both the buyers and the sellers are trying to make an upper hand on the stock. That means that stock is in indecision phase, right? So if the channel breaks on the upside, that's going to be in a positive side where you could able to go the stock with a long, like you could able to buy the stock. When the channel breaks the lower side, that means that the stock is going to go in a reverse side, meaning that you could able to sort, like meaning like you could able to sell and make money when it comes into the options and the futures. When it comes into the stop loss and the profit, let me explain you clearly where exactly that you need to keep the stop loss. For example, if you see the channel like this, right, the stock is continuously moving upwards, and then the stock is, you know, be in a parallel channel where you could able to see both the buyers and the sellers are trying to have a huge hand on, the stock. See, when the stock comes here, right, then you could able to buy the stock, because you need to be wait and make sure that there is one more candle which is found with a heavy volume. That's the most important. You need to consider the volume here, right? Most of the time, people just simply enter the stock when they see a green candle here. Apart from the green candle, which you need to consider is a volume. If both, the green candle, if both the stock and the green candle which you could able to see with a heavy volume here, which is going to be in a reversal. For example, you could able to see a green candle here, right, with a heavy volume. That indicates that the stock is having a huge potential which is going to grow in a positive side, at least until this resistance zone. So when it comes to the stop loss, you need to make sure that you keep the stop loss just below that channel, so that whenever the stock is going to go in a reverse side because of some fake outs or because of some false place of a big players, then you could able to exit from the stock with a very less loss. When it comes into the negative side, if you see a stock like this in between the parallel channel, and then if you see a stock here, right, if you see a stock here with a heavy red candle with a heavy volume, then that means that the stock is going to go in a reverse side, which is going to be again the support, right? So you can able to sort the stocks, sort in the sense like you can able to sell the stocks when it comes into the options and futures, and you could able to keep the stop loss exactly on top of above that candle. So whenever the stock is moving in a negative direction, you could able to gain a money, gain a profit whenever the stock is going to be in a favorable direction at the time when you sell the stocks in the options and the futures. So that's nothing but the stop loss. And if you see this candle, this channel, which is nothing but again an ascending parallel channel. So in the ascending parallel channel, the stop loss is same for all the parallel channels. See, for example, the stock is moving in an ascending parallel channel, and you could able to see here that the stock is having a heavy green candle exactly at the support with a heavy volume, meaning that the stock is going to go in a further direction, which is going to be at least on the next resistance level up to this level. So you need to buy the stock exactly at this point, and you need to make sure you keep the stop loss, because sometimes, not sometimes, many times, there could be a fake out which will happen, so that you could save all your capital when there is a fake out happen. But most of the times, when you see a parallel channel, when the stock is be in between those two channels, you need to enter exactly at the lower side of the channel if you want to go for a long. And then you need to make sure you watch a green candle, and you need to make sure you watch the volume as well, and you need to make sure you keep the stop loss. So I think you completely understand where exactly that you need to keep the stop loss. When you come into take the profits. The profits are going to be exactly like this. For example, you bought 100 stocks at 100 rupees exactly at this specific strong support, and the stock is going to move in a positive direction, which means this is going to be on a high side. Here you see a strong resistance, meaning like there were more number of sellers waiting exactly at this zone. That's why you see the channel is forming in between these two lines, right? That is, this is nothing but a strong support here. This is nothing but a strong resistance, meaning more number of sellers are waiting here. Here more number, you could able to see that the more number of buyers are waiting here when the stock comes into these zones. So if you want to buy the stock, you can buy the stock exactly at this point, and your target is going to be here on the resistance zone. And see, if again, if there are many times when the stock is going to go and consolidate here exactly at the resistance zone, and then will break that parallel channel and go in a further huge positive trend, then you need to be wait for the patience, and you need to exactly what is happening at the time of support, where there were more number of buyers are forming, or where there were more number of sellers are forming. You need to be wait for that, and you need to take your decision as according to that. You need to make sure you watch volume all the time, and you need to make sure you watch what kind of candle that the green candle is forming exactly at the support and the resistance. So let's go to the other slide, which is nothing but live examples. I'm going to go and show you the live examples where I have jotted down some stocks in my pattern, where I could able to show you where exactly what exactly the parallel channel. See, if you could able to see here, these stocks whatever which you are seeing on my screen are completely forming a parallel channel. Let's have a discussion on S Bank. If you see the S Bank, right, S Bank is forming a parallel channel from the year 2020 until exactly at 2022. If you see, this is a very long parallel channel, meaning that both the buyers and the sellers are trying to make an upper hand on this stock, but could not able to do anything, and the both are powerful. So the reason this stock is continuously in between the parallel channel. But at last, if you see this candle, green candle with a heavy volume, which is almost like 1.32 billion volume, which has given a huge breakout here exactly, right? That is nothing but which has given a huge breakout exactly at this point with a heavy green candle, right? So you could able to enter exactly into this point, and you could able to keep the stop loss. And the other option where you could able to see is like you could able to enter the stock exactly at this point, where you could able to keep the stop loss here just below this channel. If you see, if you are a long-term investor, you could able to see exactly at this price and keep the stop loss here. The stop loss has never hit. See, if you see the channel, right, the stock is keep on moving in between the parallel channel and have a huge breakout here, here with a heavy volume. So the reason you need to make sure what kind of candle which is forming here, and what exactly the volume which is going to be formed here, just before go ahead and book your profits at target one. This is nothing but the target one. So you need to make sure what kind of candle and the volume and the pattern which is forming exactly at the strong resistance level. Let's have a discussion on Reliance. Even in Reliance, if you could able to see in Reliance, right, you could able to see a clear parallel channel pattern in between the Reliance as well. See, still the Reliance is in parallel channel. If you saw my video which I was done in previous in the same channel, I have clearly mentioned that both the buyers and the sellers are trying to make an upper hand on the stock, but still the stock is in a parallel channel, meaning like it's an indecision. We don't know exactly whether the stock is going to go in a positive direction or in a negative direction. Whenever you see a stock which is in between the parallel channel exactly at in between the times, then don't take any decision. Don't buy the stock or don't sell the stock. Just wait for the confirmation until unless whether the stock is going to go in a reverse direction or whether the stock is going to go in a positive direction. If the stock is going to go in a positive direction, you can bet on a long term, like you can buy the stock. When the stock is going to go in a reverse direction, you can sell the stock and make money. but you need to be very patient when you see a parallel channel. Let's see, I have some more stocks which I have mentioned here, even the HDFC Bank, right? HDFC Bank is in a parallel channel for a longer period of time. I will let you know a very interesting point here when it comes to the HDFC Bank. If we see here, the HDFC Bank is been in a parallel channel for a longer period of time. But you see here exactly, the HDFC Bank is in a bull phase, right? With a heavy green candle here, with a heavy volume, and the stock is currently in a bull phase pattern. Bull phase pattern is nothing but another important pattern in technical analysis, which you need to know. I am going to do another video on bull phase pattern, where exactly how to find the pattern and where to keep the stop loss. But when it comes into this specific stock, you see a very bull phase pattern. Bull phase pattern is nothing but a positive pattern. So see here, this is again a small parallel channel, small parallel channel in between a big parallel channel, meaning that most of the buyers are accumulating here. This is a strong resistance zone where you could able to see the HDFC Bank has moved in between the parallel channel from here, and then here again support, and then move back to the resistance, right? And then here there was more number of sellers are waiting, and they sold the stock, and then again coming back the stock to the support zone. Again here, if you see, there were more number of buyers are waiting, and they bought the stock. The reason, again, it went back to the resistance, and then back to the support, and then back to the resistance. Here you could able to see a very interesting point. Once after the strong move back to the resistance, as per the parallel channel, it should be down to the again to the support, but the stock is not being down. It's again consolidating there itself on exactly at the strong resistance zone, meaning like this stock is going to go and break this parallel channel and going to go and give us a huge profits in return in the future, which is going to be 3 to 6 months of time. That is why you see a very strong consolidation here, again a small consolidation in between a big consolidation, exactly at a strong resistance level, meaning that the stock is going to go break the existing parallel channel. Let's have a discussion on another stock. Let's have a discussion on Infosys. If you see here, exactly the stock is in between the parallel channel again at the same zone. So here this stock is exactly in between the parallel channel. So this is a complete indecision period. So don't invest the stock at this point. Either it could be a buy side or it could be a sell side. If you see the NTPC is nothing but an ascending parallel channel. As I mentioned you just before, the NTPC stock is nothing but an ascending parallel channel, right? See, this is an ascending parallel channel, which means that the stock is continuously in a bull trend, but still the stock is in a parallel channel. If you see the channel pattern here, the stock is exactly at a strong resistance, and then coming back to the support, and then from support again back to the resistance, and again from resistance to the support, meaning like there were huge number of buyers are waiting at this zone, right? These are the zones where huge number of buyers are waiting. These are the zones where huge number of sellers are waiting to sell the stock whenever the stock comes into their zone. The NTPC is exactly in between the parallel channel, even though the NTPC is in a strong bullish mode, but the stock is exactly in between the parallel channel, right? So this is not exactly at a support level, or this is not exactly at a resistance level. This is exactly in between the parallel channel, meaning like this is an indecision phase. So don't buy the stock or don't sell the stock. Just wait for the confirmation until and unless when the stock comes here at the strong support and breaks down to the negative side, so that you could able to sell the stock here exactly and keep the stop loss here on top of that. Or else you could, when the stock is going to go in a positive direction, meaning like if the stock is coming back to here and then retrace here and then break the channel. If the stock is coming back here, you need to make sure you observe the candle and the volume. What kind of volume? How much is the volume? Which is going to be here exactly at the strong support level. Either it could be a big green candle at a big volume, then you could be able to enter into the stock and keep the stop loss just below this parallel channel. So this is the topic of the more detail about the parallel channel. You could able to see the parallel channel in many of the stocks. This is a small parallel channel. You could able to see a parallel channel in power grid. This is nothing but again an ascending parallel channel. If you see like an ascending parallel channel in Zomato, you could able to see a parallel channel, horizontal parallel channel. This is nothing but a horizontal parallel channel where both the buyers and the sellers are trying to make an upper hand, and then in the indecision period, this stock is exactly at the support level, right? So if you see the stock is exactly at the strong support level, because there were almost like 3 to 4 times when the stock comes into the support zone and retrace back again to the resistance zone, right? So this stock is exactly at the strong support zone. So you can able to buy the stock if there is a huge green candle which is formed with a heavy volume, and then you could able to keep the stop loss just below these two candles, and then your target is going to be exactly at this point, and the next target is going to be exactly when the stock is again breaks this parallel channel and move in a further direction. That's the next target. You could able to see the same parallel channel in most of the stocks, even in nifty 50. If you see the nifty 50 is an indecision phase, right? So this is completely a parallel channel. Nifty 50 is forming in between a parallel channel for a longer period of time. So this is completely an indecision phase. So we don't know whether the nifty 50 is going to go and break in a positive direction and touch in 18,000, 19,000 or a 20,000, and going to go in a negative direction, which is going to be again a 15,000. So this is the complete course of the parallel channel. I hope you understand the parallel channel patterns. And let me reiterate the course. The parallel, we have three types of parallel channels. One is an ascending parallel channel, and the descending parallel channel, and the horizontal parallel channel. Whenever you see a stock which is going to be exactly at the support level, and the stock is moving in between the support and the resistance levels within the parallel channel, whenever you see a stock exactly at the support level, that is a buying option. But you need to make sure there is a green candle which is forming on the volume as well. And whenever the stock is going to be go on a resistance level, which is going to be a selling option, meaning like whether you need to make sure the same thing, whether more number of sellers are accumulating in that specific stock with a heavy volume or not. If there were more number of sellers are accumulating at the top, then you need to make sure you short the stocks if you are a short selling option or a future. It's the same with the descending channel as well as the horizontal channel. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe the channel, you like the channel, and you put your comments, because this take me a very long time to prepare the course. And as a watching, have a happy, healthy, wealthy, and successful life. Jai Hind.
Hello fellow investors. You need to keep in mind that this is not an entertainment channel. The channel is all about stock market trading, especially breakout stocks, which will give all of us a lakhs of rupees in return. Please make sure you subscribe the channel and click bell icon so that you will get an alert immediately once after I posted video on breakout stocks. Your big opportunity may be right where you are now. If you miss one opportunity, you miss lakhs of rupees. If you were not responded on time, then you will never get that stock under your zone. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing.